Hey YouTube. Well, I thought I was through with this for the day and go to sleep or whatever, but I just happened to run into Fyebabe's late night, the chat, whatever it was. One thing I do not want to do is get involved with all of J.Wilson's friends and foes. He's got so many enemies. He's beefs with 5 and 6 people at a time. I don't need to get all involved in all his messes. So all of my beefs are from me. From me to that particular person. That keeps it at a minimum, right? I don't want to be fighting with everybody. But since Fyebabe has went online to research and tell me that basically I am lying, and this has always been allegedly, right? But she says that she was pulling up receipts to prove that J.Wilson was in fact the owner of that house. She pulled this up online. I'm not really all that into it, but if you guys want to go and see, you can dig this information up, feel free. But the receipt she pulled up says the house was built in 2013, right? It says it was last sold in 2015. J.Wilson said that he built the house from the ground up. He watched it being built. So what would explain a sale 2 years later? They said on that receipt that she shows, the house was built in 2013 and then it was sold in 2015. Now, the key thing she's saying that this is proving, it says the last known resident. The last known resident is J.Wilson, but in that other name, right? This, where I live, this is a rental. But guess what? I am the last known resident. People, wherever you're living, whether you own the house, you rent the house, you're just passing through, you are the last known resident if you're the person currently living in the house. We already knew who lived there. That is not, what is the receipt? We know he's the resident, that he lives there. We want to know who the owner of the property is. And that will require the name on the deed. So, no, I'm not going to count this as vindication, Ms. Fyebabe. I do not choose to get in any big beef with you or add you to any list of enemies. You want to go in there and defend J.Wilson's honor or whatever, do it. But in his last life, the one he's still currently on, he seems like an extremely guilty man. The way he keeps deflecting back to Tracy and J-Mac and Johnny Mac and this other girl, Joy. I mean, why you keep deflecting if somebody's asking you a key question like that? So I'm not a licensed private investigator, but these things are public records. I took this out. I'm not giving up the source. I'm just going to say I took it offline. Someone researched this. They came up with different information than she has. All the receipts you have, Fyebabe, says last known resident. That says it on every document I sign. I'm the current occupant or resident. If you live there, you're a resident. If you have 5 people live in the house, each one of them is a resident. There's a primary resident, and everyone who lives there is a resident. That's where they live. So this doesn't prove anything. I'm only coming making this video because I don't want to be people thinking, oh, he just lied and made the story up. I don't play those kind of ridiculous games. If he's innocent, let him prove it. He can do it on his own. It's simple documentation. But I do not deliberately lie on anybody. And I am not convinced that because this guy is the last known resident of this house means that he owns it. I don't buy that. All right, researchers.